Hi, welcome to the video. So, I assume you came here because you're absolutely horrible at ranked. Well, don't worry, today I'm going to explain 5 things you can do in order to become better at ranked. Without further ado, let's begin. So, let's start off with the general mechanics of ranked first up. You unlock ranked at 1,000 trophies and you need brawlers that are power 9 or higher in order to be able to play them.
See you tomorrow.
From Bronze to Gold League, players are able to have a calm experience and the format is just like Mega Pig. You pick your brawler and then head into the match. From Diamond, players will experience the ability to be able to ban brawlers and pick brawlers based on what other players, including enemies, are picking. From Mythic onwards, the experience of that will be continued, except the matches will increase in difficulty as you progress and get rewards. So now that that's out of the way, let's get into the first thing you can fix, and that relates to the brawlers you upgrade. There are a few types of brawlers in which you must focus on upgrading first. First, there are the ones that thrive inside of the game currently and can be viable inside of matches. This, for example, can be Lily, Frank, Gale, and so many more. Next, there are those brawlers in which you can obtain hypercharges from, such as Frank, Angelo, Ems, and many more. These brawlers are also great examples of brawlers that are broken right now. A primary reason being due to having a hypercharge that can change the tides of a game in a certain way. Power levels are significant inside of ranked because it can also determine how well you can match up against opponents with the amount of damage you can deal or how good that brawler is at map control. It is kind of hard to learn a lot of brawlers straight away, so focus on the ones that would be useful for now and get an experience playing them. Try to not also upgrade brawlers that are only useful for one game mode and like very few maps, because you won't be using that brawler too often. Alright, so the next tip I'm going to share is regarding drafting. So, drafting is just the basis of picking brawlers and good matchups with thinking. Getting better at drafting comes in a few stages, and you should ideally focus on just 1 or 2 concepts until they become second nature, and then incorporate more concepts. Drafting at the highest level is the combination of multiple concepts, so let me share those with you. At Bronze, it's basically just all about picking the best brawlers for the map. Focus on selecting the best brawlers for each map or modifier. Understand why certain brawlers excel on specific maps, helping you form a balanced team. For example, Meg is great for map pressure on Ring of Fire, while Sandy Super is excellent for bush control on Double Swoosh. Watch pro matches to learn effective brawler selections. At Silver, it's all about understanding counters. Learn how brawlers counter each other, focusing on anti-aggro and anti-squishy dynamics. Aggressive brawlers like Melody and Fang counter squishy brawlers like Dynamite and Sprout, while brawlers that have control, like Charlie and Gale, counter aggressive ones. Recognize these matchups and know if squishy brawlers have anti-aggro tools. At Gold, it's all about the roles of the brawlers you choose. Choose the best brawlers for the map. Avoid redundant roles and aim to counter the enemy team with your picks. At Diamond, you're introduced to the ban phase, as well as having to integrate strategies from the previous ranks. Understand the strategic roles of each pick and ban phase. Ban the best brawlers if the opponents have the first pick, and ban dangerous last picks if they have the last pick. Before a draft, have a clear strategy based on your pick position, think about counters, and evaluate effective brawlers for the map. Continuously learn and improve from each draft. At Mythic, it's now about adding various strategies. Consider lane assignments, player positioning, and overall game plans. Anticipate the enemy's strategy during the pick stages and counter it effectively. Finally, at Legendary, before the final rank at Masters, it's all about pre-planning your drafts and enhancing your strategies. Pre-plan drafts and think several steps ahead. similar to professional players. Develop strategies that anticipate enemy bans and picks, and consider unconventional tactics. For instance, on Rustic Arcade, leave strong picks open to force a predictable first pick, allowing you to secure 2 strong brawlers and a plan around the enemy's weaknesses. And finally, for Masters, it's just basically incorporating everything if you're trying to push higher. So, another tip that I will share is to do with the modifiers for ranks. As you know, for every ranked season there are new modifiers, and it can change the game in a way, causing people to play sort of differently, given that external factor that is present. When even drafting and things like that, you would also want to consider what modifier is present and pick brawlers, and also strategize based on the modifier. Pick brawlers that thrive or are catered towards the modifier, offering you an advantage over the enemy team. If the modifier was, for example, Big Friend, you would at least need one of your brawlers to be high in health in order for you to tank incoming damage as well as stay alive longer, given the amount of health you have. And in this modifier, everyone's health is equal, based on the highest brawler, like the brawler that has the highest health. So, moving on to the next tip, and that is in fact learning from your mistakes, which points out that you should watch your replays. By doing this, you are able to identify where you went wrong and realize what you should have done differently. Learning from it and incorporating that tip for your next lot of matches. You won't progress further without failure, without working on your failures. Even the most little of things that you would have done in the game can lead to significant losses, so be mindful of that as well. Last but not least, the last and most important tip is regarding your teammates' skill and partially their rank. The amount of points you get from ranked matches is called ELO. When getting teammates, try not to get teammates that have the exact same rank as you. For example, all of you having Mythic 3. I mean, it's nice to be able to get an equal amount of ELO, but for your self-benefit, it's not going to be too beneficial, as you would gain little and lose more. You would lose more than you gain. Remember that. When getting teammates, try to find teammates that have a higher rank than you, giving you some benefit and faster progression. So let's say if you were Mythic 3, find teammates that are either Legendary 1 or Legendary 2, so the progression remains steady between your entire team, even though your ELO is slightly going to be more boosted and you would lose less as well. This way, when you can get to Legendary within a shorter time, the progression between all of you can remain balanced since you're all in the same league, being Legendary. So, with all of these tips in mind, these are 5 crucial tips you need to consider if you want to improve in Ranked. So, hopefully you enjoyed today's video. Be sure to let me know how helpful this ranked guide is for you. Let me know in the comments below. Join my Discord server, follow my socials, and that's pretty much it. So, see you guys later. Peace.